children. Today I am going to start direct and indirect variation. So first you should understand what is a variation. Variation means change. So change in what? Change in the value of a quantity. So before I go further in this topic, I would like to explain you unitary method. I hope you know all this unitary method. So what is unitary method? Suppose the price of 15 toys is rupees 450. But you have to buy only 5 toys. So how much you will pay to the shopkeeper? If you know the price of one toy, then you can understand how much you have to pay to the shopkeeper for 5 toys only. So how do we do with the unitary method? So since price of 15 toys, this is equal to rupees 50. Therefore, price of one toy, what you will do? For one toy, you will divide this 450 by 50. 15 3s are 45, 30. That means price of one toy is rupees 30. So if you have to buy 5 such toys, you can calculate how much money you will pay to the shopkeeper. So price of 5 such toys, this is equal to 5 into 30. That means 150 rupees you will pay to the shopkeeper to buy 5 such toys. So here you got this 150 rupees only with the help of this one toy price, because we find single quantity value in this method. That's why it's called unitary method. Single quantity means unit quantity value. That's why it is called a unitary method. With the help of this method only, today we will do direct and indirect variation. But before that, you have to understand what is direct variation and what is indirect variation. So first I am taking direct variation, and then I will show you how you can get the same answer with a very simple method. So direct variation is, suppose you have 2 quantities, as here you have 2 quantities, toys and the price. If you increase one quantity and another quantity also increases, or if you decrease one quantity, another quantity also decreases, then it is called a direct variation. For example, here you see, if 15 toys you have to buy, you will pay rupees 450. But if you have to buy 5 toys, means number of toys decreased, so you have to pay only rupees 150 instead of 450. So if number of toys are decreasing, the money that you will pay to the shopkeeper is also decreasing. So both these quantities, toys and the price, decreasing together and increasing together. So such variation is called a direct variation. I take one more example to show you how to solve such variation questions with a very simple method. So let's see what can be done. Now I am taking a mouth-watering example. Suppose your mama gives you 50 rupees to buy chocolates. You go to the shopkeeper and he gives you 5 chocolates for 50 rupees. But in the morning you ask more chocolates. Then your mama asks you, okay, buy 9 more chocolates. So how much money you will take from your mama to buy 9 chocolates? So this you can solve with the help of this very simple method. First, you will write the quantities, number of chocolate you are going to buy. Second thing, you are going to deal with the price of the chocolate. So you will write both these quantities here. Now first you have bought 5 chocolates for 50 rupees. Now you are going to buy 9 more chocolates. How much money required? So before you start, first you have to decide which variation is here, direct variation or indirect variation. So obviously if you buy more chocolates, more than 5 chocolates, you have to pay more than 50 rupees. Obviously, more chocolates, more money you have to give to the shopkeeper. So because both these quantities are increasing together, so this is a direct variation. So now you have decided this is a direct variation. So for direct variation, what you have to do in this method, if this is a direct variation, we mark the arrow crosswise. X, you have to find total how much money you will pay for the 9 chocolates. So crosswise you have to mark the arrows. Similarly, this way you will mark the arrow. So cross multiplication method. Now you have to follow the arrows from the tail to its head. As the arrows are going here, same way you have to take the factors. So start from here. First we will take that arrow that is going towards the variable. So 5 and x. So first we will write 5 multiplied by x, and this is equal to. Now follow the another arrow. So 9 to 50. So here we will take 9 multiplied by 50. Because you have to find x, so x is equal to, this 5 will be transposed to other side. And because 5 is in multiplication, so other side it will be going in the division. Denominator 5 will go. Now 5 ones are 5, 5 tens are 50. And 9 into 10, 90. That means for 9 chocolates, you will give 90 rupees to the shopkeeper. This is what direct variation is. Now, I am taking indirect variation. So first, you understand what is indirect variation. In direct variation, you have seen both the quantities are increasing and decreasing together. But in indirect variation, if you increase one quantity, another quantity will decrease. Or if you decrease one quantity, another quantity will increase. Can you give an example from day-to-day life for such situation? You are increasing one quantity and another quantity is decreasing. Let's see one example from your day-to-day life. Suppose you got up late in the morning. You have to reach to the school in time. And it is already 8 o'clock. And usually you take 30 minutes to reach to the school. But now you have 20 minutes only to reach to the school. Now you think, what you will do? Your father is going to drop you to the school. What you will say to your father to reach to the school in time? Just think. Exactly, you will say, your father, please increase the speed so that I can reach to the school in time. So the distance that usually you cover in 30 minutes, now you have to cover the same distance in 20 minutes. So for this, what you can do, you have to increase the speed of your car so that you can reach to the school in time. So what happened here? Your time is decreased. From 30 it becomes 20 now, and your speed obviously will be more than your usual speed. As you go to the school every day, now today your speed will be more than that. So this is an indirect variation example from your day-to-day life. One more example I can give you. Suppose there is a work to be done, and in your group there are only 5 students. And if 5 students do that work, you take 4 days to finish the work. But your teacher says, no, you have to submit your project within 2 days. So what you will do? Either you spend more time on your project every day, or 5 more students if join your group, then your work will be done within the time. So what happened? Increasing the number of people in your project, decreasing the number of days to finish the project. So if more people are there, they will finish the work faster, less days, number of days. If the people are less, if you decrease the number of people, you will take more days. So men and time, if this combination is there, there will be an indirect variation. So these are day-to-day life example based on indirect variation. So first I am taking the first example I had given. Suppose usually your speed when you go to the school with your father, your speed is 60 km per hour. And then how much time you take to reach to the school? Time I am taking in minutes. How much time you take to reach to the school? Suppose 30 minutes you take. Now you have 20 minutes only because you got up late in the morning, had a party overnight. So now you got up at 8 o'clock. You have only 20 minutes in your hand to reach to the school. So you will ask your father, please drive the car faster so that we can reach to the school in time. So what is that speed now? It will be more obviously. So time less, speed will be more. So this variation is indirect variation. Now when you decide the variation is indirect, so how you have to mark the arrows? For indirect variation, you will mark the arrows directly. See, for indirect variation, we had marked the arrows crosswise indirectly, and for indirect variation, we are marking the arrows directly. Now method is same. As the arrows are moving, you have to follow. So first we will take the variable arrow. So from here it is going to 20. So x multiplied by 20, this is equal to. Now follow this arrow, 60 multiplied by 30. You have to find the speed. How much speed you have to go? So 60 multiplied by 30 divided by 20. So 20, 3 is a 60. If you multiply 30 into 3, 90. Now if your father drives with a speed of 90 km per hour, then you can reach to the school in time. So you have seen, if the time was less, you have to increase the speed. So this is an indirect variation example. Hope you have understood. Now I am taking another example based on indirect variation. In this example, there are 5 men who can finish a work in 20 days. But we want the work to be done in 10 days only. So what can be done? We have to increase the number of men, obviously. If more men will be there, the work will be finished faster. So how many more men required? So first we find total how many persons are required to finish the work in 10 days. Suppose X men are required to finish the work in 10 days. Now you have to decide which variation is it. First you will write the quantities, then you will decide which variation is there. If more people are there, they will take less time to finish a work. If less people are there, they will take more time to finish the work. So one quantity is increasing, another quantity is decreasing. So this is an indirect variation. Once the variation is decided, then you have to mark the arrows. So as I told you in the previous example, for indirect variation, we mark the arrows directly. Now follow the arrowheads from x to 10. So we will write here x into 10 and then 5 to 20. 5 into 20. Now x is to find, so this 10 will be transposed to right hand side. That is equal to 5 into 20 and 10 is going in the denominator. So 10 to the 20, 5 to the 10. That means 10 men. That means 10 men will finish the work in 10 days. So 5 more men required to get this work finished in 10 days. X is equal to 10 is the answer. So if there is a mixed variation means more than 2 quantities. Suppose there are 3 quantities in a question, then how you will decide the variation and what is the method of the solution. I have taken example here. Wages of 15 laborers is rupees 8100 for 6 days. Means if 15 men work for 6 days, they get rupees 8100 as the wages. Find the wages for 21 laborers for 5 days. If 21 men work for 5 days, how much money they will get against their work? This you have to find. So here you can see one quantity wages, second quantity laborers, and the third quantity is number of days. These three quantities are there. So how you will solve this? So in such cases, we will write all the three quantities: wages, laborers, and number of days. After writing these quantities, you have to put their values. So wages 8100, they are getting. Wages are given in rupees. How many laborers? 15 laborers. How many days they are working? They are working for 6 days. You have to find wages. So wages is to find, it is X. 21 laborers are there now. They are working for 5 days. So all the data we have written here. Now you have to mark the arrows. So what we do, we mark the arrows one by one. First we will take these two quantities, decide the variation between these two quantities, and accordingly mark the arrows. So wages and laborers, they are getting total wages. So if there are more laborers, they will get more money. So more laborers, more money. If there are less laborers, they will get less money altogether. So both the quantities are increasing and decreasing together. So in between wages and laborers, this is a direct variation. So variation is decided between these two quantities. You mark the arrows easily. For direct variation, we mark the arrows crosswise. Now decide the variation between laborers and days. So if there are more laborers, they will finish the work in less time, less days they will take. If there are less laborers, they will take more days to finish the same work. That means laborers are increasing, so number of days are decreasing. If laborers are decreasing, number of days are increasing. So here it is indirect variation. Variation is indirect. So for indirect variation, how do we mark the arrows? Directly. Now once the arrows are marked, method is same. Follow the arrows and write the left hand side and right hand side. So first we start from the variable side. X, from X arrow is going to 15. So X into 15. From 15 it is going to 6. So multiplied by 6. This is equal to. Now 81, it is going to 21. So 8100 multiplied by 2100. From 21 it is going to 5. Because X is to find, so these two factors will be going in the denominator. So 8100 multiplied by 21 into 5 and divided by 15 into 6. I hope you can simplify this easily. When you simplify, you get the answer rupees 9460. This much money they will get, 9450. This much money they get as their wages. So this is the answer. I hope you have understood all the three methods: direct variation, indirect variation, and a mixed variation. So try all the questions from the exercise at home.